Is the Sabbath just for Jews? No. You can read in Isaiah chapter 56. It says, "And also the sons of the stranger that join themselves to the Lord to serve him and to love the name of the Lord, them also I will, to be his servants, everyone that keeps the Sabbath from polluting it." He's talking about the sons of the stranger. These are people who are not Jews that join to the Lord, that keep the Sabbath, take hold of my covenant. It says, "Even them I will bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. For my house should be called a house of prayer for all nations." For one nation? You remember when Jesus drove the money changers out of the temple? He quoted from this verse. It's for everybody. That's why it even says in the commandment that everybody's supposed to rest. It says, "I'll bring them to my holy mountain." Does this world need some rest now? You know, stress is considered one of the most deadly things that is happening to our society. I just had a few statistics here I thought I'd share with you. 43% of all adults, that'd be even in this room, suffer adverse health effects from stress. At least 75% of all physician office visits are attributed to stress-related ailments, according to the American Psychological Association. Stress is linked to the 6 leading causes of death in the United States, namely heart disease, cancer, lung ailments, accidents, cirrhosis of the liver, and suicide. And you know, one of the number one selling medications are dealing with stress and digestion, acid, indigestion, and all of this is often stress-related. And maybe we forgot how to relax. You know, I heard one time about these 2 country towns decided to have a competition. They each picked the strongest man, and they had a wood-cutting competition. Whichever man from sunup to sundown could cut the most wood, that town was going to win this bet. I don't know what brought it all on, but anyway, so they went out to a piece of the woods, and each man sectioned off a piece of woods, and they started early in the morning. They blew the whistle, and they began to chop trees and cut wood. And this is back before they had chainsaws. And one man was working furiously all day long. He was supposed to be full of energy and very strong, and he was irritated because he saw his challenger sitting down several times, eating lunch, drinking water, because at the end of the day, he thought for sure he'd be way ahead, and his challenger won. He said, "How in the world could you win?" He said, "I worked straight through all day long without taking a break." And he said, "You kept sitting down. How?" He said, "Well, you thought I was just sitting down." He said, "Every time I sat down and took a drink," he said, "I sharpened my axe." You know, there's a scripture that says that. If the axe is dull, it causes more work. And God designed, you know, you're a lot sharper after rest, and you can get more done when you're rested. And it's destroying families, it's destroying health and relationships, stress. And that's part of the reason for the Sabbath truth. Number 3, how has God honored this lost day of history? By the way, if you haven't figured it out yet, when we talk about the last day of prophecy, the last day of prophecy is connected with the Sabbath truth. We showed you the millennial Sabbath last night and how this all ties in. You stay with us, friends. You're going to hear some amazing things. I promise you it will all be from the Bible. It will change your life in a positive way.